Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Out in the shop, this is part 2 of the Dana 60 front end rebuild, and this bit is going to be covering the Kingpins. So, Kingpins, I've got kits to rebuild both sides. This side here, driver's side, was having issues. We were getting some weird tire wear. I'm pretty sure the passenger side had been rebuilt at some point, but we're going to go on and do both. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you too much with the teardown because that's pretty straightforward. Pull the 4 bolts, pull the caps, the spacer and spring down here, 4 bolts to pull the pin, and then the knuckle should pretty well come off or be ready to come off. That's when it gets to the complicating part, which we've got a few tricks, I think, to make that go simple. So let's get at it. Well, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me or not because it is absolutely pouring down rain right now. But Kingpins are apart on this side. I ended up having to drive this lower pin out of the bottom through the inside with an air hammer because it was seized in the bearing. Now I'll have to take some time and clean that up to make sure it doesn't damage anything when it goes back together. But as you can see, we got all that out. We'll clean all this up real well. But now this is the problem child that most everyone has issues with. And I do have the bar stock chunk, fits down in there like so. But these are torqued to 600 foot-pounds from the factory. And with 30 plus years of rust and corrosion holding them in place, it's not easy to get them out. And a lot of times you'll end up splitting the Kingpin trying to take it out. So I got online, was looking around, and found someone that on Pirate 4x4 that mentioned taking a grinder and cutting a groove at as close to the base as possible without hitting the C. Cutting a groove all the way around the Kingpin, approximately 1/4 inch deep. And what that allows is the torque to release from the Kingpin, and then it should be able to back out much easier. So we're going to try that first and see how it works. As you can see, maybe you've got a groove cut all the way around the base of this Kingpin, about 1/4 inch deep. So now I'm going to throw that 7/8 chunk of material in there, and we're going to throw a 1/2 inch drive socket on it and hit it with my 1/2 inch electric impact and see what it does. Oh yeah. There we go. And you can see the groove I cut all the way around it. But it spun right out without any issues. And yeah, I've seen guys take 10-foot cheater pipes on 3/4 inch breaker bars and pretzel the breaker bar before breaking these loose. This is a heck of a trick to get these out. So now, all I got left is to clean all this mess up, put our new parts in, and we'll rinse and repeat on the other side, which I won't bore you with, but we'll start going back together. I'll bring you back. Got everything cleaned up relatively well. My main thing was cleaning these threads out really well so they're good and dry. So I'm going to apply a red thread locker to the threads. I don't have a torque wrench that'll run up to 600 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque multiplier here either. So I will probably max out my torque wrench on them and then run them in a little bit further with the impact if they go, and call it good. But first up, I need to get start putting the bottom end components back together. So dust cap goes on top of the race. So your dust cap goes in first, and then the race gets driven in. Now this is not going to be easy with so little clearance between the ground and everything here, but we'll get it lined up and get it driven in. I'm not going to video this part because, well, it's just driving a race in, and it might take a little bit of time with how much clearance I've got here. So I'm going to do that, and I'll bring you back. So got our new race driven in with the dust cap on top, like so. I used a little bit of grease on the dust cap to hold it up first, and then used our Amazon special seal and race driver, bearing driver. I've had really good luck with this thing. Haven't torn anything up on it yet, and it's relatively inexpensive. So if you don't have one, it's for the price, nice to have them. But yeah, I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description, so be sure to check that out. But anyways, now we need to go on and put the seal and bearing. I need to pack this bearing, seal, and all that up into place. And then we need to clean up this pin and then install the new Kingpin up top. So got our bearing packed with grease, got the bottom grease seal ready to go. They'll just slide up in place and tap the seal up in there, and that'll hold the bearing in place. So bearing and grease seal are in place. The seal will protrude down a little bit like shown, but the outside ring will be flush with the bottom of the C. And got our new Kingpin in up top. Cleaned the threads really well, red Loctite, and gunned it down with my 1/2-inch drive Dewalt 900 Impact, which supposedly is good for 1,000-ish foot-pounds. I hit it a good bit there, and then I threw my torque wrench on it. At its highest setting, it clicked off at 250 like it was nothing. So it's good and tight, and that's what we're going with. So next up, I think, is the dust seal or grease seal for the top of the Kingpin. And then we will be ready to put the knuckle back in place. Like I said, I got to clean this up a little bit, this bottom piece, because I beat the snot out of it trying to get it out. So I'm going to smooth everything out and make sure we don't have any issues. Clean the actual pin itself up where it was seized in the bearing, and get ready to go back together. So got the knuckle cleaned up a little bit. Got the grease seal put on, which there are 2 different ones based on your application. This one's a Ford. It uses the taller one. 2 come in the kit. You'll understand. There's the smaller one down there. But yeah, it goes on like so. Seal facing up. Now we're ready to set the knuckle back up in place. Like so. Now I'm going to go clean up this bottom pin so we can get it put in. So while I was removing my lower pin, as you can see, I got into it pretty good with an air hammer. I ended up driving it down through the dust cap with an air hammer, and I got a little ding in the top of it. So I took my flapper wheel and carefully just rounded off the edges that were high spots so it could sit flush back up in there, not to get too tight up into the machine surface. And then cleaned up the pin itself, cleaned up the top, went on and pumped a little grease through it to flush out the inside of it. Everything seems to work fine, so this is going to go back up in there. I'm going to grease it up first and then slide it back up and torque it into spec. Use new bolts and lock nuts from the kit. Ran the pin up, just snugged them down with the impact for now, not real tight. I'm going to go on and get the top put together. Once the cap is on, I'll come back and torque these to spec, which is 80 foot-pounds. Pre-fill the housing with grease, and there is a slot in this housing down here that correlates to a little slide right here on the bushing. So this can only go in one way. like so. And it needs to slide on down, obviously, but I'll work it on down. And then the spring seat goes on top, our spring and the cap. Spring retainer, new spring, sits on like so. Gasket goes on, then the cap. Bolts. Now the bolts may not be long enough to compress this, so I might end up getting a C-clamp out, going around the cap like so, collapsing this down a bit so I can get the bolts started. C-clamp, applying a little bit of pressure to the top of this cap so I can get our bolts started. Once I get the bolts in by a few threads, I'll take this C-clamp off. Got a couple of the bolts, well, got all 4 of the bolts started. Gonna go on and run this down. I'm gonna torque these and the bottom ones to spec, and this will be done pretty well, other than the grease zerk on top. And there we have it. Fully rebuilt Kingpins. And really wasn't a struggle at all. I thought this was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. But the little trick is cutting the bottom of those Kingpins made a world of difference in getting them apart. So yeah, now all I got to do is grease the upper and lower. And this side is done and ready to go back together. So I'm going to button up the other side of the truck. And yeah, I'm not gonna bore you with that because it's the same process. But once that's done, I gotta put the diff cover back on, fill the diff up with oil, put the steering linkage back on, grease everything, and then it's ready to put the tires back on it, which I do have all 4 mounted up now. So maybe this thing will be drivable by the end of the weekend. We're getting really, really close. All I've got left to make it drivable is to button up back here my wiring and lights and clean everything off. Then it's just piddly stuff. It'll be drivable after that, but I've got weather stripping and stuff like that to do, but none of that's super important. It will be able to be on the road. So we're almost there. With that said, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. If you got any comments, questions, complaints, drop them in the comment section below. If you would, hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out quite a bit and doesn't cost you anything. If you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal account set up. Link to that's in the video description, as well as a link to the website. It's www.notsograndgarage.com, where you can pick up our merch, black diesel gear, the works, you know the deal. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.